Hi guys, I am back and today I'm going to be doing the introduction to a very fun series that was really popular on my channel last year before I had to discontinue it due to extenuating circumstances. And if you don't know from the title, this is going to be my Project Polish introduction. So I am so excited to be revisiting some polishes and working on some new polishes this year. Last year I stopped because I was working at a job where I wasn't allowed to wear nail polish. Not for like weird reasons. I just worked in a clean room and that's not allowed. And so because of that, I was only painting my toes, but I paint my toes like once every like 3 weeks. So one nail polish application every 3 weeks, which is not cutting it for any sort of substantive project. So I wanted to come back this year stronger, more ready to work things out of my collection, and I have picked 4 polishes. I'm going to be doing this a very similar way, except my goal for this year is to use up 5 polishes. So I believe last year I used up 4. My goal was 10. This year my goal is 5. If I use more than that, then that would be great, but I used a lot of like minis and stuff last year, and so that was part of how I moved things out, and I used a base coat that was already mostly used up. Now I'm reaching a point where a lot of my nail polishes are older, but fuller, so I want to be kind of a little more realistic with myself. So without much further ado, let's start with the 4 polishes that I've picked for this year's intro. Starting off, I have my OPI Nail Lacquer in the shade The Thrill of Brazil. This is just a pretty standard red. It, as you can see there, that is my marking, so it's right up at the top. I just really love the shade. I wear it on my toes all the time. It's a beautiful red, so I don't think I'll have any problem using this up, especially, you know, just throughout the year. Wear it on my fingers every once in a while and on my toes a lot, so I think that'll be good. I am wearing it on my toes right now, but that was a very quick, like, oh no, I'm going to be wearing strappy heels and my toes are completely bare. I'll just throw some of this on. So I want to put a little bit more, do a second coat, and then do a top coat with this on my toes after I film this intro, when I have a little more free time. Then this bottle is going to be revisiting us from last year. This is my Essie Empowerment. As you can see, this is where I left off. I really have not used this since I ended up my last project, so it hasn't moved. I added a little bit of thinner to it, but it doesn't really seem to have added a ton of volume. It was like 3 drops of thinner, so really not a ton. I'm going to try and finish this up. This was a long haul product. It was up here when I first started it last year. I do think I I started last year's introduction with this polish, so it's definitely getting old, but if I could use this up, that would be great. This is another one that I really like using on my toes. I feel like it makes me look tan because it's kind of like a pastel, but it's like a pastel bright. I don't know. It's a beautiful mint color. I like it. I will be using it over the next couple of months and hopefully using it up. If I could have this used up by the end of this school year, so by June, that would be perfect. Another returner that didn't last in my old project very long is this Essie Good to Go top coat. Just having a top coat in here is nice because I do have just a couple floating around in my nail polish box at home, and it's something that like I never really think about because this is a top coat, but if I could use this up as well and then roll in some new, or start using a new top coat and work through that by the end of the year, that would be really great. And then the last one is a elf polish. It doesn't really have a shade. It just has numbers at the bottom, as per all elf products at this point, basically. Or at least in my mind, I very rarely can find the shade on an elf product. It's just like a nudie color. I got this in a huge set for Christmas one year of just all elf polishes. I do really like it. It's a good fingernail and toenail shade. And since these 2 are kind of brighter, I thought this might be good to just balance things out. So that is going to be my last polish for this introduction. So that is everything that I have for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new here, please stick around, like, comment, subscribe, all of that jazz, and check back in here for my update in 1 month time. I'm going to be updating around the 15th every month. I upload videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so whatever day happens to be closest to the 15th is going to be the day I upload this update. So if that interests you, please come back. I hope you are having a wonderful day wherever you are, and that I get to see you in a future video. Thanks, guys!